Tzu Chi volunteers provide milk powder and support for a 2-year-old girl who awaits liver transplant in Indonesia. Tzu Chi gives new laptops for disadvantaged students in need to help them continue their studies in Taiwan. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DAI Headlines. Let's get started. In Indonesia, there's a 2-year-old girl who needs a liver transplant, which has been delayed by COVID. Her mother sought help from Tzu Chi volunteers who began providing her with milk powder.
Fakira, who's more than 2 years old, is lying in his mother's embrace. Looking closely, one notices that her skin color is darker than children her age. This has worried her mother.
When she was born, everything was normal. When she was 2 months old, jaundice appeared in her eyes and skin. Since it is my first time being a mother, I do not have experience. Her jaundice situation did not improve over time, so we went to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor discovered that she suffers from biliary atresia and needs a liver transplant.
Single mother Linda Wanti was shocked that her daughter needs to undergo such a big surgery. Due to the pandemic, her daughter's surgery was delayed and she could only seek outside help.
This child drinks about 15 cans of milk powder each month. This is a heavy burden for a single mother, so we provide 8 cans of milk powder to her every month to lessen her financial burden.
Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter has started to provide milk powder since January. Volunteers also visit the family often to encourage them.
I hope the pandemic can end soon, so my child's surgery date can be decided. This way, she can receive a good treatment and recover. Then she grew up healthy like other children.
Normal seperti anak-anak yang lainnya. Itu sih harapan saya sih.
Currently, the mother supports her family by running a grocery store and online selling. However, she hopes that the pandemic ends soon so she can donate her liver to her daughter to help her recover.
In Malacca, the pandemic is still severe. Tzu Chi volunteers help 2 families who have ill family members. Fortunately, volunteers continue to care and encourage them.
Tak dapat kerja lah. So yang sementara kita bagi bantuan lah. Kita bagi bantuan ni.
Azuna's wife is ill, and because of the pandemic, he is unable to go out to work. He held a relief fund from Tzu Chi volunteers and was full of gratitude.
My wife is sick, but fortunately, I feel more at ease with the help. Money can be used to buy what we need. Thank you.
In addition, Fazila's income has been affected during the pandemic. In addition, she has undergone a surgery and he is worried about her life and health. Because of the child applied for Tzu Chi scholarships, volunteers learn about her plight during the telephone interview and offer a helping hand.
We can only open business on Saturdays and Sundays. If no one comes, we'll have no income. We'll use this relief fund to buy rice and pay utility bills. I'm very grateful. My husband also feels very grateful as we can get assistance.
The pandemic in Malacca is severe, but Tzu Chi volunteers still insist on distributing aid. They even took photos with their mobile phones to record the footprints of love.
It's okay, we can do our best to be as complete as possible. These people are in need, so they will apply. We're capable and healthy, so we give as much as we can and try to seize the time to help.
At the same time as the distribution, the volunteers did not forget to inspire residents' kind thoughts. They also encouraged the people to come together to protect the environment and love the earth.
In Malaysia, confirmed COVID cases continue to appear in Penang and Langkawi. As a result, hospitals are facing shortage of medical supplies. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers have provided timely help. Let's take a look.
In Malaysia, the pandemic situation is still serious, as confirmed cases appear in communities, including the civil defense.
Quarantined individuals are resting on the ground, so we have asked for beds. This way, they can rest well.
To help the civil defense get temporary beds, so the volunteers have sought help from a printing company. They have made 40 paper beds at first.
In half a day, we were able to make the structure. It is environmentally friendly and easy to assemble. If they are placed in dry areas, they can last for 3 to 6 months. That should not be a problem. In terms of weight, it can support 100 kilograms of weight.
Meanwhile, in Langkawi, Kita, Sultana Maliha Hospital is also facing shortage of medical supplies, so the volunteers have provided help.
Tzu Chi's help comes with a lot of love. Currently, 90% of patients in the hospital are COVID patients. They need oxygen treatment. This help is priceless, and it makes us feel that people cherish us. I'm very grateful to you. We are very grateful that Tzu Chi is willing to help us and provide the medical supplies we need. This is very helpful for us. Thank you.
Under the pandemic, people must work together with the frontline medical workers to fight the illness and get through the tough time.
Tzu Chi has long cared for a family of 3 in Geelong. Mr. Lee, a Tzu Chi recipient, lost an eye in an accident and was unable to move due to illness. Since 2018, Tzu Chi not only provided free health consultations, but also looked after his family.
Even though you are not relatives, you are willing to be like this and are willing to come and care for us. Our family is really grateful to you.
This is the true story that happened in Geelong.
He was nearly 60 years old when he had a stroke. The first time we saw him was 2 years before the stroke. He was very depressed and even had suicidal thoughts. But now when we got to see him, he just thinks about quitting smoking for us, and we persuaded him to quit smoking, and he just quit.
He has a lot of willpower to quit drinking and smoking, and he's stronger than us.
Tzu Chi volunteers don't just talk about being close to people suffering from illness.
She was also worried that if I waited, the hernia worsened, it would be life-threatening. Then I went for surgery and she told me to rest assured that she would help me take care of it. Some things improved a lot when Sister Mei Yin came to help us. It's true that we're more intimate as a family than our relatives.
I have visited his house before. I think his deck seems to be relatively small.
The table that we gave him at this time gives him some encouragement.
The people Tzu Chi helps have a harder time, and they don't have a desk or chair. It seems that reading is very inconvenient. At that time, our child didn't need it and bought the wheels by himself and replaced all of it. The tables and chairs have been wiped clean, and they are still in a state of being able to be used for a long time. I hope they can help people who are in need.
The computer desk is quite large, and the desk can be raised and lowered. I find it very convenient to use.
In Taiwan, an enterprise has donated brand new laptops, and Tzu Chi volunteers deliver them to students in need. A high school student in Kaohsiung just won an award in science competition and is delighted to receive the new laptop.
As volunteers visit a family bringing a brand new laptop, student Pam is nervous and joyful. She says shyly she likes the laptop. Her mother said she really cherishes the gift.
She said this is a gift from Dharma Master Zheng Yan, and she wipes it with clothes every day.
Since Mrs. Pan just underwent a surgery for her injured finger, she cannot work or buy a laptop for her daughter. Fortunately, volunteers have brought a brand new laptop. After that, volunteers visit another disadvantaged family. The volunteer suffers from foot pain, but when she sees how joyful the child is, she forgets about her pain.
The old computer at home is not stable. With the computer Tzu Chi auntie gave me, I can do research on the internet at a faster speed.
When the child saw the laptop, he was very surprised and joyful. As he has joined a science exhibition, he needs a laptop.
Student Wu has just won second place in 2021 National Science Competition hosted by Ministry of Education. However, in the past, he lacked self-confidence.
From the competition, I realized that I am not that ordinary. I think I should work harder.
With the encouragement from his teachers and volunteers, and with the new laptop, he will continue to explore his potential in the field of science.
As the 7th lunar month approaches, there are a lot of taboos and traditions. Buddhism actually considers it an auspicious month for gratitude and filial piety. Tzu Chi Singapore chapter held an online prayer ceremony. Let's take a look.
7月份啊，就是有一个到来会有一个害怕的心理的想法。
7月一直晚上了6点就要赶快回家。
感觉上哦，你应该烧的越多哦，就是越虔诚啊。
They are burning just paper. They are burning just money downstairs. On the first Sunday in the 7th lunar month, we went to a temple to worship. We burned a lot of just paper.
When it is the 7th lunar month, Taili Geek will worship ancestors and burn just money. After learning about the origin of the auspicious month, she donates the money she spends on buying just money and has a new concept about worshiping ancestors.
拜树的，然后我说我煮。
I worship with vegetarian food and I cook the food. I do not buy a lot of food for the deceased ancestors to eat. Is it filial piety? When they were still alive, we should treat them well. We should not wait till they have passed away to do a lot of things for them.
而不是说等他人不在了，你才来做很多东西。
刚才我也问外婆一个问题，就是什么是鬼月？
月，农历7月不是鬼月，是吉祥月。 感恩月、孝亲月。
Due to the pandemic restrictions, Tzu Chi Singapore chapter is holding the online auspicious month prayer ceremony for the 2nd year. The theme is protecting lives, as expressed in Dharma as water.
水忏啊，因为里面就有很多的都是。
In Dharma's water, it talks about the effect of killing lives. During the pandemic period, we all need to repent because it is the result of our collective karma.
因为这些都是我们人的功业。
We should cut down on killing lives. It is also a way to practice filial piety, as we can pray for our seniors.
The volunteers put their palms together as they chant the Buddha Sutra, observing the auspicious month with the correct thoughts and beliefs.
During the auspicious 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers promote vegetarianism. Tzu Chi Hong Kong chapter held a tea party in Jingsa Hall, inviting team of physicians to share their vegetarian journey from a medical perspective.
Hong Kong Tzu Chi volunteers follow the government's pandemic prevention regulations. The number of invitations for auspicious 7th lunar month is fewer, and the focus is on the promotion of vegetarianism.
I used to feel heavy in my body. After eating a vegetarian diet, my body is really much easier. We like to climb mountains. Now the pace of climbing has become faster. This is the benefit of being vegetarian, and the effect of eating vegetarian is very fast.
Team Dr. Xie Xie shared her own journey from eating meat to vegetarianism. She also answered common people's myth about vegetarianism from the perspective of a doctor.
I remember once when I passed a pool and saw a big fish swimming around, I used to think that after a while it would be cooked. Now I feel that my compassion has been cultivated. So after eating a vegetarian diet, I feel that it is a change in my mind.
Volunteers use the image of cute animals to decorate the outside of event venue, allowing the habit of not eating meat to take root since childhood.
Every day we say that we want to promote vegetarian food, but how do we promote it? It is sometimes difficult to promote vegetarian food to adults because they're used to this way of life. If you start with children, let them know that they should love animals. Animals are cute and children can develop their habit of being vegetarian since they're young.
To change the future of the earth, start from the dining table. The action of eating vegetarian food starts with you and me.
The Shangri-La Group of Hong Kong cooperated with Tzu Chi Foundation on a vegetarian promotion activity, inviting the public to go meatless, with team of members giving advice on nutrition.
99% of the panda's food is bamboo. After evolution, the panda, which was a carnivore, has turned into vegetarian. It can also be inferential.
This panda is a little doll in a Shangri-La group, because the master has always reminded us not to kill animals, and going vegetarian is a must. So we thought of activities that can drive this vegetarian promotion.
Hong Kong's volunteers invited the public to take the challenge of going vegetarian through the internet. More than 130 applications have been received. Nutritionists share professional knowledge while vegetarians share their experience, while showing that vegetarian food is diversified.
It's quite a learning because the food I'm eating is maybe a bit heavy, so I'm going towards more raw food. Today I learned a very nice stuff. To just do a lettuce, sesame oil, a bit of ginger. You can have a salad and banana and spinach. You can have a drink to drink. I think looking at my own health, I think it's very helpful, and I'm going to do more practice of it.
It is a challenge to go meatless from no experience to one meal, and some participants even developed it into a habit after having 21 meals of vegetarian food, continuing to protect sentient beings to save the earth.
In Kaohsiung, a sister and brother work in a vegetarian restaurant. They have been influenced by Tzu Chi to promote vegetarianism as they send lunch boxes to medical staff and disadvantaged groups.
Cooking Chinese hot stir-fry specialties, Chef Ong Si-yong has more than 20 years of experience and insists on providing vegetarian food. The step food, stir-fry, and snacks cannot bother him.
We will make some veggie dishes with different exotic flavors and try our best to make new changes so that young people can accept vegetarian food more. This is the biggest purpose of my sister and I in running a restaurant.
The appearance is like onion rings. The hollow part is turned into vegetarian scallops. This ever-changing method of cooking mushrooms takes cooking wisdom.
The three ingredients are king oyster mushroom, and there are many ways to cook them, and the taste is very layered. At the moment of the pandemic, more people are needed to become a vegetarian. We have such a motivation and we have to do it ourselves. From zero to existence, we have to do everything ourselves. And encountering the pandemic, it is really hard for us.
Both siblings used to serve in high-level vegetarian restaurants. Ong Qianhui worked at the management level, but she worked into kitchen during the pandemic, hoping to make vegetarianism more approachable.
I live alone, I'm old, and don't want to move anymore. The Love Meal voucher solved one of my problems.
We're sending love meals almost every day. What we want to do is offering the suspended meal. Those are single parents, solitary seniors, homeless friends, rehabilitated people, and unemployed people who are facing difficulty, giving them suspended meals to help.
The Wong's Family Vegetarian Diet Campaign cooperates with charity organizations to help the poor and also help the frontline medical staff to get through the pandemic together.
Forest fires in Australia last year burned for 4 months. Forest fires are different from normal fires, covering a larger area, the direction hard to control. Fortunately, new technology can reduce these risks. Here's more.
A tiny spark can ignite the entire forest, but how do we locate the spark amongst the forest? A drone with a thermal imaging camera solves this problem. making rescues more accurate.
Because during the early stages of a fire, there will be a lot of smoke. If a drone doesn't come equipped with a thermal imaging camera, its sight lines will be blocked by smoke. Therefore, it's hard to locate the fire source. If we use the thermal imaging camera, we can accurately find the fire source and locate it.
In order to put out the fire, water is very important. But if the forest fire happens at a remote mountainous region, the firefighter will bring water bags. It carries very little water. Therefore, it can only put out the remaining fire. If there is no water source around the fire fields, helicopters have to carry water bags into the scene.
The helicopter carries the water bag, spraying water into the forest in order to put out the fire. Helicopters in the air and firefighters on the ground working together to put out the fire simultaneously.
We will bring the GPS radio, forest fire toolkit, medical kit, headlight, gloves, and then our tools for our mask.
After preparing devices and firefighting equipment, each firefighter carries 10 kilograms of tools, climbing the complicated mountain landscapes while racing with time.
When there is a smoldering effect underground, we must use knives to cut the stumps and then pour water in. This is to completely stop the smoldering effect.
It's hard to acquire water resources in mountainous regions. Therefore, besides using water, tools must be used to put out fires.
The fire burned fast. It's too fast for firefighters to put out. After the fire, there will be sparks on the ground. It's best to use fire flappers at this time. We can also use our tools to deal with the remaining fire. Yes, we also have to dig out the underground stems.
This year, there are many forest fire cases, and in order to put out the fire under the pandemic, forest maintenance workers must cut down trees before the dry season, then spraying flame retardant around the area, preventing potential forest fires.
Flame retardant is like phosphate. It functions like fertilizer. Actually, it serves the main purpose of slowing the fire.
The Forestry Bureau has a detection system, hosting 35 detection stations in order to calculate the chance of forest fires. This is based on the fuel humidity, atmospheric temperature, and humidity. The system can predict danger levels of forest fires.
Because of climate change in recent years, drought and flood timings are different from past years. Therefore, recently, we're evaluating if we have to add in a second detection station.
Predictions can be accurate, but it can never predict man-made forest fires.
We can approximately know which area has a higher chance of forest fires. We can also refer to historical data. Since forest fires happen in mid or southern Taiwan, we can predict natural forest fires, but it's hard to predict what humans will do, which means there are more man-made forest fires.
Forest fires are normally caused by dry climates. Although in Taiwan, forest fires are mainly caused by man-made reasons. It takes quite a while for forests to naturally recover from the fires.
Yesterday was Pudu Festival, and Hualien Jingse Abode held an auspicious blessing ceremony online because of the pandemic, connecting 4,000 people in 14 countries and regions. We leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.